Good morning, students. We welcome you to the online class from Jairam Higher Secondary School. Physical Science for 8th Standard, Unit 4, and in that matter from Chemistry part we are going to see. In a previous session we have been learnt about what is metals and what are the properties of physical and chemical property for metal, similarly for non-metal as well, right? And today's topic is compound. Before that we just have a recapitulation session. Metalloids we have been seen in our previous session. I just want to give you a recapitulation. See what you have been learnt about metals and non-metals, the combined, that is the intermediate state of property which exhibit both metal and non-metal was metalloids. The element which exhibit both properties, that is what metalloids will also known as intermediate property of metal and non-metal. It means it doesn't have individual property. What is metal and what is non-metal? What we have been learn about the physical and chemical property, both combined state, that is what intermediate property of an element which exhibit both metal and non-metal, the characterization which comes under metal as well as non-metal. So we have here metalloids is not a maximum of package. We have only few metalloids. What are they? Say for example boron, silicon, arsenic, germanium, antimony, tellurium and polonium. Okay, in a periodic classification table, yellow colored step lined on metalloids we have. Okay, and what is the physical property for metalloids? All the metalloids what have been mentioned here, this all metalloids will become solids only at room temperature. So it doesn't have other state as well. Other states means liquids or gases we couldn't say any like. So for in example boron, silicon, arsenic, this all also known as semiconductors, that is semi metals. Why do we call these metals as these metalloids as semiconductors? Means a conductor is having a capability of conducting electricity as well as heat. Semiconductor in the sense which is a superconductor, like as we the metal, or it may be a non-metal which doesn't have a property of conducting electricity or heat. We made the non-metals to behave as a metal. Behave as a metal in the sense the metal will not have a capability of holding or being a good conductor of electricity and heat, but we supposed to do that. That is what a metalloid's characterization. Okay, so such a characterization metalloids will comes under, or we call this as a semi-metal or semiconductors. These semiconductors or semi-metals, where do we use all these semiconductors and semi-metals are in a system. That is system in the sense computer, that all electronic gadgets and devices, all these are made up of simple silicon chips, that is integrated circuits we say, that is logic gates. Lot of process we will be learning in your higher classes. Only in higher classes like 12th you will be learning about the semiconductors and all the applications devices. Okay, I'm just telling you the basic where you will be learning about deep and what is all the process will be done. It is used as the silicon chip. All in electronic gadgets it is all working only because of the silicon basic chip, which is a metalloid. Metalloid means it's a semi-metal. It doesn't have a characterization of producing electricity, but we made that to produce by doping. And doping in the sense adding electrons, which it have a lot of process, that is was conduction, doping, all these process you will be learning in your 12th standard. So I'm just telling you basically what do you mean by semiconductors. Okay, I hope you're clear about properties, physical property of metalloids and where do they use as electronic devices. That is why silicon is taking a very big part in electronic devices, all the electronic devices. Okay, it is a basic chip electronic device which is mainly used in all calculators, digital watches. What are all the electronic devices? In all the electronic devices which is used, silicon is used as a basic one. Fine. Similarly boron is used in fireworks and as fuel for ignition in rocket. I have explained you fireworks அப்படின்போது the பட்டாசு இதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவோம். Plus where in which area the fireworks can be done, like இப்போ நியூக்ளியர் இதிலெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நியூக்ளியர் ஆட்டம் பாம்ஸ் இது பண்ணுறாங்க, எக்ஸ்ப்ளோஷன்ஸ் இன் ஆல் தோஸ் ஏரியாஸ் போரான் இஸ் யூஸ்ட். இந்த ஃபயர் ஒர்க்ஸ் இதிலெல்லாம் போரான் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இட் இஸ் அ செமிகண்டக்டர், ரைட், செமி மெட்டல். Similarly, it is also used as a fuel for ignition in rocket. When we launch rocket, you have been seen all those gas வந்து லீக் ஆகும் கம்ப்ளீட்டாக கீழே, உங்களுக்கு ignition of gas ஃபுல்லாக லீக் ஆகிட்டு ராக்கெட் வந்து மேலே ஃப்ளோ ஆகும். During that process, a very huge gas is being leaked outside, right? So in that area, fuel அப்படின் போது என்ன, ஒரு பெட்ரோல் கேஸ் எல்லாமே ஃபியூல்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம், lubricant oils. ஸோ அந்த ignition ப்ராசஸில், அதாவது ராக்கெட் வந்து ராக்கெட் ஃபயர் பண்ணும்போது போரான் அங்கேயுமே என்னவா யூஸ் ஆகுது, ஃபியூவலாக யூஸ் ஆகுது. ஐ ஹோப் யூ கிளியர். வி ஹவ் கம்ப்ளீட்டட் ரீகேப்சுலேஷன் செஷன். நவ் வில் பி என்ட்ரிங் இன் டு ஆர் நெக்ஸ்ட் டாபிக். தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் த எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ். திஸ் இஸ் ஹவ் த போரான் வில் look into. So boron is used as a fighter aircrafts and in soaps. Fighter aircrafts means I hope you have been seen in movies la military individual countries வந்து ஒவ்வொரு மிலிட்ரிஸ் எல்லாம் வச்சுருப்போம். இப்போ ஃபைட் பண்ணுறப்ப ஏர்க்ராஃப்ட் ஃபைட்டிங் அப்படின் போது அதை நம்ம விமான படைகள் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அங்கே ஃபைட்டிங் சீக்வன்ஸில் எல்லாமே இந்த போரான்ஸ் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். ஃபைட்டர் ஏர்க்ராஃப்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் அதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். ஏன்னா அங்கெல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஃபைட்டர் ஏர்க்ராஃப்ட் அப்படிங்கும்போது ஃபயர் ஒர்க்ஸ் அங்கெல்லாம் கண்டிப்பாக நடக்கும், கன் ஷூட் பண்ணுவோம், பாம் பிளாஸ்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ ஆல் இன் ஆல் those areas is as well as in soaps they have been used what boron, right? Similarly, arsenic, where do they use this? Treatment of cancer mainly, poisonous in large amount. ஏன்னா கேன்சர் அப்படிங்கிறது it is a cell irregular. இப்போ ஒன்றும் இல்லை, கேன்சர் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு லாஸ்ட் செஷன் ஐ கேவ் யூ எக்ஸாம்பிள். அகைன் ஐம் டெல்லிங் யூ. இப்போ ஒரு புண்ணு வந்துருச்சு, கீழே விழுந்துட்டீங்க, டக்குன்னு அடிபட்டிருக்கு, அந்த புண்ணு வந்து ஆறிடும். பட் அதனோட செல் வந்து உள்ளே ஆறாமல் அது அப்படியே டெவலப் ஆகிட்டு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதுதான் டியூமர் செல்ஸ், அதுதான் கேன்சர்னு சொல்லுவோம், ரைட்டா? அப்போ அர்சனிக் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு மெட்டலாய்டை நம்ம எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்? ஃபார் ட்ரீட்டிங் கேன்சர் செல்ஸ், தட் டியூமர் செல்ஸ். கிளியர்? அண்ட் திஸ் இஸ் வாட் சிலிகான். What I said, it is an electronic chip used in electronic devices and as well automotive parts. Parts in the sense electric motors irukklingala, that is what we say as automotive parts. Okay, now this is our today's topic, compound. What do you mean by compound in matter around us lesson la? Element na enna, atom na enna, ஒரு matter அப்படிங்கிறது 3 states of பார்த்தோம், சாலிட், லிக்விட், கேஸஸ். அதில் லோயர் கிளாஸில் படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. அதில் உங்களுக்கு ஸ்ப்ளிட் ஆனது மாலிகூல்ஸ்லேருந்து சப்டிவைடாக இருக்கக்கூடியது தான் உங்களுக்கு என்னென்ன எலமெண்ட்ஸ், ஆட்டம்ஸ் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். அதில் காம்பவுண்ட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஒன் ஆஃப் தி சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ். அப்போ காம்பவுண்ட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன? இட் இஸ் அ பியூர் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ். ஓகே, காம்பவுண்ட் இஸ் வாட்? இட் இஸ் அ பியூர் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ். ஹவு இட் பி ஃபார்ம்ட்? chemically combined. What is chemically combined? It is an element which combined or which joined atom. When it is joining the atoms, the atoms all will get loose and the individual it will produce individual property and also will have the different property. It behave ஒரு சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ், பியூர் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ். ஒரு சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வாட்டர் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். தண்ணியில் என்ன இருக்குது? வாட்டரோடைய ஃபார்முலா என்ன? வாட் இஸ் த ஃபார்முலா, கெமிக்கல் ஃபார்முலா ஃபார் வாட்டர்? கெமிக்கல் காம்பவுண்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது வாட்டருக்கு என்ன? ஹைட்ரோஜன் ப்ளஸ் ஆக்சிஜன், தட் இஸ் H2O is the formula, right? Chemical what is the formula for water? H2O, right? அப்போ H2Oல H அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன? ஹைட்ரோஜன், ஆக்சிஜன் இஸ் O, ரைட்? வாட்டர் அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன? இது ஒரு காம்பவுண்ட். கெமிக்கலாக ஒன்று அல்லது 2 or more elements, okay, chemically combined together, that will form what? Compound. That substance we say as a pure substance which formed due to chemical combination. When this type of chemical combination is taking place, when 2 or more elements in a fixed ratio, that is fixed ratio means due to its mass. The H2O அப்படின்றோம். H2 it denotes what? H2 means hydrogen is 2, hydrogen compound is 2. The ratio of hydrogen compound is how much? 2 and oxygen is 1. Okay, so the mass value for hydrogen is 2 and the mass ratio of oxygen is 1. So finally, this compound, this example, the water substance we say as it is a pure substance and this comes under the category of compound. Why? Because it is chemically combined, 2 or more elements which is chemically combined. We say that type of element as what? A compound. Which when these processes happening during that time, the atomic molecules which is present inside all the elements will join and lose their individual property. When it lose lose their individual property, automatically it have the different property as well. Okay, and also they will form from the elements they have been composed of. I hope you understand what do you mean by compound. சிம்பிள் ஒன்றும் இல்லை. இப்போ காம்பவுண்ட் வால் நம்ம வீட்டிலலாம் காம்பவுண்ட் கட்டுறோம்ல, அது என்ன காம்பவுண்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவல் பிரிக்கா, நிறைய வால்ஸ், நிறைய கெமிக்கல், அது என்ன பண்ண இப்போ ஜாயின் டுகெதர் லாட் ஆஃப் தட் இஸ் மேக்ஸிமம் ratio of bricks or stones which is combined together, which is chemical, which is combined together, and it form a what? Compound. Clear? Next, say for example, what are the example we can say for compounds or water, as I told you right now. Right, water in such a, what is the formula for water? H2O. H is hydrogen, two hydrogen molecule which is combined with a single oxygen. That is one of the compounds. Similarly, if we take for salt, daily number for our food we will be using salt, right? So table salt, if we take say table salt, what is the chemical substance, chemical combination of table salt? NaCl. The formula is NaCl, and the substance which is what is added here for salt is Na, sodium, and the chlorine Cl. So sodium chlorine or sodium chloride, that is the combination, combined element of sodium and chlorine will form a what? Chemical combination, and that substance we say as compound. Similarly, if we comes for baking soda, if you take for baking soda, the formula for baking soda is NaHCO3. When we take this NaHCO3, Na is sodium and H is hydrogen and CO3 is oxygen, right? So baking soda is what? It is a compound. Why we say this is a compound? Because three elements, not two, more than that, three elements. What are the three elements? Sodium, hydrogen, carbon. Not even two, more than that. It means two or more elements which is in a fixed ratio or by mass, which formed what? A chemically combined state of baking soda. How it has been formed? It has a chemical reaction, fine, which is happening inside the substance, which we couldn't see through our naked eye as well. Fine. So these are all the example for compounds. And now if we come for the types of compounds, we have two types. One is inorganic and another one is organic. What is inorganic? Where do we get from this inorganic compounds? Or from non-living sources, and this organic compounds will get from the living sources. Now elements and compounds. Okay, see, element is a one kind of atom. Say for example, if we take helium, we'll have single compound. Helium is not combined with any gases or any molecules. If we take helium, its ratio, its mass value and as well atomic value is single. It is a single compound. So if an element or an atom which contains one kind of molecule, those we'll say as elements. If an atom is two or more kinds of atoms, if a molecule which contains two or more kinds of atoms, that we say as what? Compounds. Here for example, as I told you, hydrogen, what is that? Water is given one hydrogen and two hydrogen and one oxygen. See here, red color H is given, right? So what is this red color? It is a hydrogen. How many hydrogen is here? Two hydrogen in water. And how many oxygen is given? One oxygen. So this is a chemically combined, with each other. Which is chemically combined? Hydrogen as well as oxygen element is chemically combined together. When these combination is taken place, so this is we say as what? Compound. Okay, fine. Now again, what are all the things I have explained you, as I gave you an example here with the structure, with the help of structure I have shown. Common chemical compounds. Okay, what are the common chemical compounds? Daily we are drinking water. That is our first chemical compound. Common chemical compound is what? Our water, drinking water, which has what? Two hydrogen, one oxygen, which is chemically combined. Similarly, ammonia. What is ammonia? Do you know any you have any idea about ammonia? Where do they use ammonia? See, for detergent purpose, for cleansing all microbes, or for ammonia is used as a cleansing agent. Okay, cleaning agent. Okay, for what are the cleansing agent, like which is present in baking soda, washing soda, as well in toilet cleaners. For what purpose are we using? To kill the microbes, germs, bacteria, fungus. So not only that, for refrigerant means smell, for like perfume, in all those where what is used, ammonia, which is taking place, which is taking very important solution. Okay, and also it is used in all where it is, so the name of ammonia we say is what? Cleansing agent. What is ammonia? It is a cleansing agent. Where do we use? For explosives, refrigerant gas. It is used as a refrigerant gas, and cleaning toilets and rooms. Okay, so in all where, like colon and all, you know that colon, Lysol, for cleaning our floors, all those will be using, right? Cleaning floors, all we have been buying from our supermarket. You would have been seen or heard from your parents. இப்போ வீட்டில் நம்ம ஹோம் நீட்ஸ்லாம் வாங்கும்போது இந்த லைசால், டெட்டால்ஸ்லாம் என்ன இருக்குது, அதெல்லாம் க்ளீன் பண்ணும். இட் கில்ஸ் மைக்ரோப்ஸ், germs, bacteria. So what is used in that solution, which is taking main part? Ammonia. Why? Because ammonia is what? It is the cleansing agent, and the formula for ammonia is NH3. Okay, NH3 in the sense, ammonia, it has 3 hydrogen. Okay, it is also chemically combined substance. Fine. Next one, carbon dioxide, the gas which we exhale. We not inhale, the gas which we exhale is what? Carbon dioxide, right? So carbon dioxide is also a compound which is chemically combined together, because it has 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Okay, which we doesn't require to respiration process. We exhale it, right, from our body. Which gas we are exhaling often is carbon dioxide, which has a 2 compounds. One is carbon, or single carbon molecule, and 2 oxygen. And next one, hydrogen peroxide. If we take hydrogen peroxide, in this hydrogen peroxide we have 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen, and this is also a common chemical compound. Fine. So these are all the common chemical compound. Next, examples of compounds. Right now I've shown you ammonia, right? Here another one example is given for ammonium chloride. So where do they use this ammonium chloride? Dry batteries. What is dry batteries actually? See, in our mobile battery we used, right? That battery we can't say as a dry battery. Why? Because we often used to used what? Batteries to charge. We are doping what? Electrons. இப்போ மொபைலில் சார்ஜ் இல்லை அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? Again we use what? Charge, electricity pass பண்ணுவோம். We pass electricity, charges. It need charge, right? If it doesn't have charge, it won't work. But what are the batteries we say as dry battery? In remotes we are using, right? Watch, stop clocks. In those area we will be using dry batteries. அப்போ பேட்டரி போயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னுவோம். அப்போ how can we say the understand or analyze the battery is gone? It won't work. The watch will stop working, and similarly the remote also will stop working. And if we kept that under the solar rays, that is sunlight, it will get some energy, it will energize, and then it will work. So those batteries all we say as what? That type of battery will comes under dry battery. So what is the constituent which is used in those dry batteries? Hydrogen, nitrogen, and chlorine. Clear? So ammonia contains what? Ammonium chloride means nitrogen, hydrogen, and chlorine. So all these 3 elements which combinedly form what? Compound. So this is also one of the example for compound. Which one? Ammonium chloride. Where do they use? It is used in dry battery. What are the constituents? Hydrogen, nitrogen, and chlorine. Next one, sugar. We all like to have cookies, biscuits, right? So what is the chemical compound present in that cookies? It have 12 carbon. Each and every cookies, what it have? 12 carbon and 22 hydrogen, as well 11 oxygen. So this is a chemical formula. We say this formula as a molecular formula. Fine. So why we say this is a molecular formula? Because it contains three elements which is combined together. So the three chemicals also, from the three chemical which is combined together, combined means joined together, and it form a compound. Which compound? Sugar compound. Fine. So what are the three molecules or three elements? We say 12 carbon, 22 hydrogen, as well as 11 oxygen. And next, here another one example I have been given: sodium metal, table salt, right? I told you, table salt. So in a table salt, what is the chemical compound present in table salt? Sodium and chlorine. NaCl is the chemical formula for table salt, which we used for our food. It is addition. Without salt, the food won't give the taste, right? The food will never give the taste, right? So what is the content which is present? That is the chemical content present in our table salt is sodium metal and chlorine gas. So combined state of sodium metal and chlorine gas combined together and will give us what? Table salt. This also comes under the example of compounds. And next, water. As I told you, water. For what is the chemical name formula for water? H2O, hydrogen gas H2 plus O, oxygen, 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogen forms combined together and give us water. So these are all the common chemical compound which we use often in our day-to-day life, right? I hope you understand what you mean by compound, what are the examples of compound, right? And now we are entering into the types of compounds. What are the two types I have told you right now? Organic as well as inorganic, right? So if we say if we comes for organic compound, it is a living source. From where do we get this organic compound? Only from the living source, like living things we say, right? So what are the living source? First, I just want to clear you. What do you mean by organic compound? Organic compound is a chemical compound which contain carbon and hydrogen bonds. Which contain carbon and hydrogen bond in the sense the element or a compound which maximum has carbon atoms. Those type of atoms or molecules we say as organic compound. இப்போ ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டோ இல்லை ஒரு மாலிகுலோ அதில் கார்பன் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. when the carbon amount, that is the ratio of carbon is maximum, ratio of carbon as well as hydrogen and oxygen which is combinedly formed, that type of element, it contains those elements we say as organic element or organic compound. Okay. And always the carbon is maximum in maximum. So carbon is found in where? Living things. Like what are the living things? Ones where living things in the sense, see, so for example, our human body, in our respiration process we inhale oxygen, right? We exhale carbon dioxide. From where this process will be happening? From plants we will get oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide, that is CO2, right? From our body, which compound is exhaling? So the carbon அப்படிங்கிறது நம்ம பாடியிலேருந்து வெளியே போகக்கூடிய ஒரு கேஸ் தான், ரைட்டா? அப்போ we as we are a living organism, we are a very good example for organic compound. Clear? So the carbon atoms which is present maximum is where? From our body. We are the example. Fine. So in our body, what are the carbon atoms? Upon the carbon atoms அப்படிங்கும்போது what are all the things we can say? Apart from our carbon dioxide gas, we can say protein, starch, all these are comes under carbonic compounds. Okay. And carbon atoms will share electrons to form covalent bonds. So carbon atoms will share what? Electrons. So from carbon atom we have a lot of electrons which share and to form covalent bonds. Fine. Now few examples I told you, right? Organic compounds is found in living things. So what are the living things? Like carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, proteins, which is present inside நம்ம பாடியில இருந்து செக்ரீட் ஆகக்கூடிய chemical compounds, chemical reactions, chemical substance we say. Clear? So these are all the example of organic compounds. Now, and finally we came to the end of the session. I hope you understand about what is compound, and in next class we'll see you. Thank you.